Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Becoming a Powerhouse Brand. I have got today's guest who is an absolute powerhouse herself. We've got the beautiful Tania King-Mohammed, or I should actually say Dr. Tania King-Mohammed, who's also known as the Wealth Strategist. So Tania's journey is really inspirational. It's definitely one that you're going to want to listen to in this episode. So going from burnout, working in a really demanding NHS role, to now having the complete time and financial freedom with both a property portfolio and as a business mentor, where she helps other people to create the freedom that they desire. So, in this episode, we're going to dive into the psychology behind building a brand that sells premium and high ticket offers. So, first of all, welcome to the podcast, Tania.
Thank you, Jacquie. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, could you tell us a bit about your journey? Like, how did you get started? Obviously, you were working in, I'm assuming like well, not even 9 to 5. Is there even a 9 to 5 thing in the NHS? So tell us about
Really?
like where you were and how you got started.
Yeah, so as you've mentioned, I worked in the NHS as a doctor. So I started my journey as a doctor, but I really realized that in medical school and then becoming a doctor and just being thrown into kind of the burning fire of the reality of the state of the NHS and things, I realized that it just wasn't for me. And to cut a very long story short, after over a lot of years, I got burnt out. I was borderline depressed. The stress and levels of responsibility were so high that I just couldn't cope with the kind of life that I was living as a doctor in a highly pressurized role in the NHS. And so, again, cutting a really long story short, because this obviously happened over a lot of years, my husband and I decided that we needed to do something to release me from my job as a doctor in the NHS. And we somehow managed to get into property literally from nothing. A lot of people assume that because you're in property, that you started from wealth or you had help or you had family support to get you into property. And that actually wasn't the case for us. We got into building our property portfolio from nothing by selling our home and then using the funds to start investing in property. Um, and through my very short journey in property, I started posting on social media without really knowing what I was doing about the results and the changes that we were creating with property. And very quickly, people organically started to reach out to me, asking me to support them, to mentor them in the property strategy that we were in. So that's serviced accommodation, which is also known as holiday lets, Airbnb, call it whatever you want to. It's pretty much the same thing. And that's how my online mentoring business started. So I started as a property mentor in serviced accommodation in Airbnb. But the results in my mentoring business grew really quickly. So within the first 5 months, I think we'd done around 100,000 in dollars in revenue, which was a lot, definitely compared to my medical salary. And I soon realized that with my multi five-figure launches that I was doing from very early on, I started launching with a Facebook group of less than 600 people that generated a £30,000 launch. I soon realized that I knew exactly how to grow a successful online business quite quickly. And so I started pivoting into the online space where I now help people grow multi six and seven figure online businesses as mentors, coaches, consultants, service providers, agency owners, primarily focusing on attracting premium clients into their businesses, which is people who are ready and prepared to pay you higher prices for your services. And that's essentially my story, which is quite a long story, cut very short. And I'm sure we're going to dive into lots of those different bits.
Yeah, amazing. Well, it's so good to hear like more about your journey. And I think where obviously we're talking about the psychology behind selling high ticket, it's not even just the selling side, it's actually buying as well. Like we people buy differently, don't they, when they're investing more money in something. So how did you sort of go into helping people with selling high ticket specifically? Obviously you had the property side of it, but for those of us that have like services, agencies, that kind of thing, like how did you go into the high ticket side of business?
Yeah, so it was very organic, actually. I No, I'm very, very good at identifying the transformation that I create for my clients or that I help co-create, because obviously they're the ones doing the work. I'm there
Yeah.
to fully support them and give them the content, give them the strategy. And so I'm very, very aware of the transformation that I help co-create with my clients. And I soon realized the value of those transformations because the results my clients were creating were literally changing their lives. I've helped people go from being full-time in the full-time jobs which they absolutely hated as single parents to
Yeah.
then able to leave those jobs and go into being a full-time entrepreneur and having more funds to treat their family, their kids, to treat themselves. The results are literally life-changing. And I was able to identify that the value that I was delivering to my clients and the transformation that I was able to help co-create with them was worth more than the average, the ordinary price point. And so from very early on in my mentoring business, I would be priced far beyond industry average when it comes to mentoring, when it comes to group programs. One of my group programs is roughly priced at 3 times the industry average. So it's just priced just under 5,000, for example, whereas the industry average, I would say, is around 1,500 for a group program, give or take. Obviously, this is highly generalized. But I've identified that actually when you're able to create a significant outcome with your clients, you're able to reduce their risk when it comes to time invested or money invested. You're able to get them bigger results together compared to if they were to go and do it alone. You can actually then use all of those tools and those points and those elements to elevate your price point. When it comes to high ticket sales and attracting premium paying clients, there is a big misconception due to, sadly, the bro marketing style of marketing and sales out there in the online space at the moment, where a lot of people think, well, I'll just add another zero onto my price point and I'll attract loads more money. I'm totally against that. And anyone that knows me or my brand knows that it's not just about adding another zero to your price point. It very much has to be a win-win for both your client first and foremost, and then for you. So if you're able to create an offer which your premium clients invest in with you, you have to make sure that that premium offer is going to create elevated results for them compared to working with someone else or compared to them going it alone. You have to make sure that ideally you want them to get faster results, reduce their risk, but you're able then to charge more for your services because there is an elevated perceived value associated with your offer. So premium paying clients are ready and waiting to pay to invest in that offer compared to other offers out there, which may be similar to everyone else's offers. So we can dive more into premium offers and what makes up a premium offer and things, but it's not about just adding another zero to your price point. It has to be a win for your client, but also a win for you as well.
Yeah.
And just another thing to add, which is really important, is that when it comes to attracting high ticket clients, it's all about service and value. You need to lead with service and value first and foremost, and then you can justify your pricing to be elevated and to be beyond average. And I talk about being extraordinary, and I mean it. So that's a little bit about the kind of the logistics behind being able to charge high ticket prices for your services.
Yeah, amazing. And it's so true, isn't it? You're not just adding on an extra zero at the end of it. And I think there is this huge misconception, especially in certain industries, where people think, oh, it's that industry, so it's going to be more because of that. And there is this huge misconception that that is the case when actually it's about the results that you're helping your clients with, isn't it? Like they're paying for the results that they want rather than like just investing in that one person that saying they can do all these things but not necessarily get the outcome. So what makes a premium offer? Like what would you actually include in a premium offer?
Yeah, so I take my clients through a 10-step system called my premium offer blueprint. I'm not going to bore you with all the details here today, but I will give you just some top tips. Essentially, we need to be leading with a wealth of value. So it needs to be an offer which very much stands out from the crowd in terms of all of the offers out there available in your niche. Okay. let's face it, we need to get real here. There are hundreds and thousands of people out there doing things very similar or even the same as to what we're doing. The online space, the service-based industry is a very busy industry. It's very noisy. There's lots of distraction. So if you're creating offers which are similar to everyone else's, they're not going to get bought. No one's going to invest in them. If your offer is similar to everyone else's, what the market is going to do is that they're going to look and compare based on price and invest in the cheapest. That's not what we want if we want to generate multiply our income, multiply our impact. So we need to really stand out by delivering a wealth of value inside what I call your power offer. Now, there are lots of other things that I teach. One of them is really optimizing your offer. So I always advise my clients to lead with the mindset of, what else would I add? How else would I show up in this offer? What other resources would I add? What other experiences would I add if my clients were paying me double the price that my clients are currently paying me? And so, as an example, one of the key things that I add into my mastermind, the Wealthy Mastermind, is a luxury 3-day ultimate business retreat. And we've just hosted it here a month ago, actually, in Ibiza, which is where we live. And that's an extra bonus for people coming into my mastermind. Now, that is there to really maximize the sense of community, the sense of connection inside the mastermind, but it's also there to be like the cherry on top of the cake,
Yeah.
where really amplify their results with me and with our guest experts and all of their cohort, their peers, their network in the mastermind in person together. You know, that's just one example of how you can optimize your offer, but you really need to be looking at making sure you're leading with value and creating an offer which stands out from the crowd, how to optimize your offer by adding all the things in that are going to help your clients amplify their results. You need to be thinking differently from everyone else in your industry and niche, because again, there are so many people out there doing the same or similar to what we do. And so our offers really need to stand out. I talk about the 4 expert values. So when a premium paying client is looking to hire and work with us, they are looking for reduced risk when it comes to money and time, faster results, bigger results, and more convenient. So by working with the expert, it's easier, in inverted commas, for them to get those kind of results.
Yeah.
So when you package your offer and when you create your powerful offer messaging, you need to make sure that you tick all of those 4 expert values off as well to really showcase that your offer creates those for your ideal clients. Then it becomes an absolute no-brainer. And the one of the key things that sets premium paying clients apart is they're already used to investing in themselves, investing in their self-development, or investing in investments like property, like me, for example. So you don't really need the education piece around why they should be investing or seeing coming to work with you as an investment with a return on investment. They're already aware of that. So that's one of the key things that I also teach, is that they think differently. They already see working with you as an investment, but we need to make sure that the ROI that they can expect to get through working with you is different, is going to be maximized, is going to be multiplied compared to if they were to work with someone else.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's about creating that experience, isn't it? It's making them feel good. And I think particularly with higher paying clients, like they want to have an experience where they feel really good. They have that connection with other people that are at a similar level to them. I think there's nothing more frustrating than when you're maybe further on in your business and you join something, you think, oh, you don't want to be a big fish in a small pond, do you? Like, um,
No,
yeah. And I think it is people that are investing more, they're ready to move and they're going to be the action takers, aren't they?
absolutely. Yeah. And that's one key thing that we work on with my clients when it comes to their messaging, which is core to premium client attraction and conversion. It's really about speaking to the action taker who is problem aware and solution aware already. So they're not someone that has no idea that they have a problem that needs solving. We need to be speaking to the person who's already aware that they want the support, already aware that they're looking to jump into a mastermind. And we need to speak to that person who's ready to take action, which is why I teach a lot about utilizing desire-led marketing rather than pain point marketing, Because when we utilize pain point marketing, which is what a lot of us have been brought up with
Yeah.
in marketing, what you actually end up doing is pushing your client, your ideal client, further away from the desire that they want to achieve. And so it becomes less possible or probable in their mind that they can achieve that thing. Whereas if you start saying, this is actually possible for you, you can actually do this, and you know you're ready to take action, what you're doing is you're bringing that ideal client closer to their desired outcome, therefore encouraging them to take more action. But premium paying clients are already there, they're already action takers, and they're already ready to jump into an offer, and the offer that is right for them.
Yeah. And I guess it's also helping them to attract their desires and things that they want rather than chasing for things or trying to escape a pain point. I think, like you say, they're ready to move. They want to get those results. Like that is what their goal is. They don't necessarily want to be focusing on what their pain points are right at the moment. And I think, yeah, I think there's different stages, aren't there? Because when you're perhaps earlier on in your business, then pain point marketing can work really good because it's actually highlighting quite often something that client doesn't necessarily know they have that pain point until they've read it and think, oh my God, this is my problem. But yeah, when you are much further along and you are attracting those premium clients, they're already probably aware of what their pain points are. They don't need reminding of it. They actually want the desire, don't they? They want to move. They want to know that this is actually going to be the solution.
It's a I don't like using the term higher caliber,
Yeah.
but for want of a better phrase, it's a higher caliber person that you're speaking to, because they're very much aware, as we've said already, problem aware, solution aware. Now, I'm not saying that people who invest in low or mid ticket offers by any means aren't high caliber clients. And I want to make that very clear. I'm very clear in my new upcoming book that's coming out in January that there is no discrimination between people who pay higher prices and people who pay lower prices. But for want of a better phrase, when you're speaking to premium paying clients, they tend to be higher caliber in their action taking, they're fast moving, in their determination, their resilience, because they are emotionally and financially heavily invested in the container, in the work that they're doing.
Yeah. What would you say are the essentials for transforming your business? If you're someone that's maybe started out, you've invested in coaching, mentors, masterminds, and you're ready to now position yourself as a leader, as someone that specializes in high ticket offers, what would you say are the like number one things you need to do as a business to show up in a way that shows you're actually like worth investing in, that you are an expert in your field?
Yeah, I love that question. It's really important, actually. The key thing that I see that people need work on, and I've seen people, once they've done this piece, add multi five figures to their sales each month. It's a mindset piece. So a lot of people are really watering down their genius, watering down their mastery, watering down their potency when it comes to really owning the transformation and the results that they create with their clients. And that's the number one thing that really needs work. And I see it time again with new clients that come to me. That's the first thing that we work on, is their high ticket mindset, their high ticket psychology is what I call it. And it's getting them to step into their high ticket identity. Because if you want to be attracting high ticket clients, but you're still down here thinking, well, I'm not quite ready for high ticket clients, or who do I think I am to, charge 20, 25,000 for my work, for my mentoring, then there is a massive disconnect. It's not going to work. You're not going to attract those high ticket clients. And, I call these the mindset monkeys when self-sabotage and imposter syndrome come in. It's all very normal, and it's very normal to think like that. I've gone through it. I still go through it when my prices go up or when I create higher ticket offers. My clients go through it, but we work through it together on the mindset piece to really start to play it all out. Okay. I see a lot of people playing too small, and that's down to their mindset. That's down to them not mastering their high ticket identity, not mastering their high ticket psychology. Again, it's completely normal to question yourself, especially when you're creating a new offer or you're putting out a new higher price point, higher than what you've ever put out before. It's a natural reaction to think, oh, this feels really uncomfortable. no one's going to buy this thing. Who do I think I am? What am I doing? Like, it's natural. We all go through it, no matter what level we're at. I remember last year with my one-to-one, which is multi-five figures, I was absorbing the VAT, and I made a decision one day to say, I'm not doing this anymore because this is a huge chunk of revenue. I'm working really hard supporting my clients. I need to add the VAT on top. And this was last year. And I remember going through the process myself of thinking, oh, what if no one buys? This is multiple thousands extra on top of the multi-five figure investment to work one-to-one with me. What if no one buys it? Who do I think I am? Like, no one's ever going to pay me this rate because obviously I'd never been paid that rate before. It was a new rate for me. I made the change. I stuck to my decision because I believe that successful people make decisions fast
Yeah.
and they're used to making fast decisions. They don't stay stuck. And I made the decision, added the VAT on. Literally within 48 hours, I had a new one-to-one client hire and pay me at the new multi-five figure investment with the VAT added on top. And it just goes to show and it proves that you need to have that mindset to really back yourself to go first, make that decision, and then stick with it.
Yeah.
So, what comes as a side effect of really owning your high ticket identity is then your positioning, your branding, how you speak, how you articulate, how you showcase your authority. It all comes as a result of owning your high ticket identity, owning your high ticket psychology. And so then all of the things that come after that are owning magnetic messaging, becoming magnetic, getting your content to do most of the heavy lifting when it comes to your sales for you. Um, I talk a lot about create magnetic messaging, which is so powerful that when someone inquires to work with you, they're already 99% sold.
Yeah.
And all they need is a voice note or a quick 15-minute call or a DM conversation to say, okay, do you know what? I knew that I wanted to work with you. I'm in. Thank you for that assurance, or thank you for that little voice note. I'm in. It's fine. It's done, kind of
Yeah.
thing. But the key piece is mindset, is owning the transformation that you create, backing your offers 100%. And one key point, because I know that I've been talking for ages, and one key point that really helps you do this is making sure that you back yourself and you know that you back your offer 110%, because no one's going to do that before you. You need to decide to go first
Yeah.
before anyone gives you that validation or permission to say, do you know what? Now you can go out and say that you're a high ticket expert, or now you're ready to go and charge X amount for your offers. It's you that needs to go first, but it doesn't come without the mindset piece, without owning your high ticket identity, without owning the transformation that you help create.
Yeah, and I love that you touched on how this happens at every level. And I
Yeah.
think some people assume that those that are further ahead, that maybe have already hit seven figures, eight figures, that they don't have mindset wobbles. I think it's something that happens. We're human at the end of the day. Like, no matter what level you're at, if you are taking any kind of elevation in what you're doing, what you're offering, there's always going to be those mindset wobbles that you have to work through.
Definitely. I always say to my clients, they're probably sick of hearing it from me, but I always say, remember, when you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, and I call it beyond your leading edge, fear will always be the first thing that greets you because it's something new, because you're
Yeah.
pushing yourself into the into the unknown. And fear is going to be the first thing that says, are you sure you're ready to do this? Who do you think you are? Get back into your comfort zone. Like, go and get yourself comfortable. You can't do this. No one's going to pay you that price. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are investing 10 grand or 20 grand into that mentor? It's not going to work for you. And all that is your subconscious mind trying to keep you safe in your comfort zone where it's familiar, where it's cozy, like your favorite armchair in your living room.
Yeah. Amazing. Now, I just want to touch very quickly before the end. You have done something which has definitely been on my to-do list for this year and has now moved into 2025, but you've written a book.
I have.
Amazing. Tell us about that. How did that get? Like, where did you always want to write a book, or was it something that just came to you? And
So I have always wanted to write a book, but I will be completely honest with you. I really didn't know exactly what it was going to be about because I feel like I have hundreds of books inside me.
Yeah.
Um, and so I was actually similar to you. Last year, I was supposed to write the book. And in all honesty, I procrastinated and procrastinated, then missed the deadline, and it's cost me a lot of money. I didn't get it done. Um, so one of the key reasons that I didn't get it done was I wasn't sure what to write the book on. Is it going to be about property? Is it going to be about building a freedom-based lifestyle? Is it going to be about getting premium paying high ticket coaching clients? And so I think the actual reason why I didn't get it done last year was simply I didn't know exactly which way I was going with the book writing. Fast forward to this year, and I got a new deadline, I got a new date to hand in the edited version. And somehow, this always happens to me. I love a good deadline, I'm not going to lie. I managed to write the book, all 49,000 words of it, in 5 weeks over the summer holidays in August when my kids were at home, living it large, running riot. I don't know how I did it. Voice recording is a great tool, by the way, if you need to get a book written or content written quickly. I was just voice recording into my tablet, which then types it out in words. I managed to write it and handed it in 2 weeks ago now, 2.5 weeks ago. And it's all about how to attract high ticket clients. So how to get paid more for the work that you love, but without multiplying your workload, which is the beauty of attracting premium paying clients and converting them. But the spin that I teach it on is that it doesn't have to be using the traditional bro marketing style tactics of sell, 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 and pressurizing people to buy from you.
Yeah.
I'm very anti that. I'm very against that. And so the book is written based on my ethos that you can get paid incredible amounts of money by really leading with service and value. So it's a win for you, it's a win for your clients, but you can do it ethically as well, where you can also sleep well at night. And so that's the whole basis of the book: how to get paid more for the work you love by attracting high ticket clients without multiplying your workload, and how to do it ethically.
Amazing. And when is the book out?
23rd of January 2025.
Amazing. What a way to kick off 2025. That's amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait. I literally, honestly, I can't believe that it's actually a thing. It's going to be a thing in a few weeks' time. I just can't believe it.
Oh, so excited. Well, if you are listening to this before January, I will be updating the show notes when the book is out. So Tanya will send me the link and I can put that in. But in the meantime, make sure that you go and follow Tanya. How can we connect with you? Are you on Instagram as your main platform?
Yeah, come and find me on Instagram at Freedom with Tanya. That's Tanya with an I, not a Y. You can come and find me on my website, taniakingmohammed.com. Yeah, my inbox is always open. If you have any questions for me at all, I'd love to hear from your listeners.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on today. And I will see you in another episode of Becoming a Powerhouse Brand.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this podcast episode. If you're ready to unlock the secrets of building your own personal brand, head over to my website, baileyandrue.com, where you can grab my free Brand Brilliance Blueprint today. It's your roadmap to success in the world of branding. And hey, let's stay connected beyond the podcast. Follow me on Instagram at baileyandrue for daily inspiration, behind the scenes insights, and exclusive content to fuel your brand journey. See you there.